Hello all, I am Roma from the Department of Mass Communication, Patna Women's College. Today I am going to talk about effective communication. Effective communication is about more than just exchanging information. It's about understanding the emotion and intentions behind the information, as well as being able to clearly convey a message. You need to also listen in a way that gains the full meaning of what's being said and makes the other person feel heard and understood. Effective communication sounds like it should be instinctive, but all too often when we try to communicate with others, something goes astray. We say one thing, the other person hears something else, and misunderstandings, frustration, and conflicts ensue. This can cause problems in your home, school, and work relationships. For many of us, communicating more clearly and effectively requires learning some important skills. Whether you are trying to improve communication with your spouse, kids, boss, or other co-workers, learning these skills can deepen your connections to others, build greater trust and respect, and improve teamwork, problem solving, and your overall social and emotional health. Now let's talk about the barriers of effective communication. The first one, stress and out of control emotion. When you are stressed or emotionally overwhelmed, you are more likely to misread other people, send confusing or off-putting non-verbal signals, and you lapse into unhealthy knee-jerk patterns of behavior. To avoid conflict and misunderstandings, you can learn how to quickly calm down before continuing a conversation. Next is lack of focus. You can't communicate effectively when you are multitasking. If you are checking your phone, planning what you are going to say next, or daydreaming, you are almost certain to miss non-verbal cues in the conversation. To communicate effectively, you need to avoid distractions and stay focused. Next is inconsistent body language. Non-verbal communication should reinforce what is being said and not contradict it. If you say one thing, but your body language says something else, your listener will likely feel that you are being dishonest. For example, you can't say yes while shaking your head no. Next is negative body language. If you disagree with or dislike what's being said, you might use negative body language to rebuff the other person's message, such as crossing your arms, avoiding eye contact, or tapping your feet. You don't have to agree with or even like what's being said, but to communicate effectively and not put the other person on the defensive, it's important to avoid sending negative signals. Now let's talk about the tips to improve communication. The first one, clarity and brevity. The message should be drafted in simple words, and it should be clear, precise, to create the desired impact over the receiver. Next is listening and understanding. The most crucial skill in a person is he must be a good, alert, and a patient listener. He must be able to understand and interpret the message well. Next is emotional intelligence. A person must be emotionally aware and the ability to influence others from within. Self-efficacy. Also, he or she must have faith in himself and his capabilities to achieve the objectives of communication. Next is self-confidence. Being one of the essential communication skills, confidence enhances the worthiness of the message being delivered. Next is respectfulness. Delivering a message with courtesy and respecting the values, beliefs, opinions, and ideas of the receiver is the essence of effective communication. Next is non-verbal communication. To connect with the receiver in a better way, the sender must involve the non-verbal means of communication too. These include gestures, facial expressions, eye contact, postures, etc. Next is selection of the right medium. Choice of the correct medium for communication is also a skill. It is necessary to select an appropriate medium according to the situation, priority of the message, and the receiver's point of view. Next is the providing feedback. Effective communication is always a two-way process. A person must take as well as give feedback to bring forward the other person's perspective too. Observance. A person must possess sharp observing skills to gain more and more knowledge and information. That's all for this class. Thank you.